I like to do this little camera like set thing. Turns out the last movie I did was It Ends With Us, and I accidentally wrote that in Sharpie, but that's very fitting because we are actually going to talk about this movie today too, so go figure. What's up, you guys? It's Jonathan Carter, and today we are going to be talking about Blink Twice. Blink Twice follows a woman played by Naomi Ackie who falls in love with a very charming billionaire played by Channing Tatum, and she decides to go to this private island with Channing Tatum, some of his friends, and some of her friends, and just enjoy an extravagant vacation. Turns out, not everything is as it seems, as is in most thrillers. Some pretty terrible stuff ensues, and it becomes this mystery of how are these women going to get off this island, what exactly is going on, and that is the premise of the movie. Right off the bat, I have a lot to say about this film. Majority of it, spoiler alert, is going to be in the negative section. We are going to get to that relatively shortly, actually. Also, side note, I just put up a review on 2024's The Crow. I'll put it somewhere up here in the video. Please be sure to check out that review as well. And all that being said, let's get into this review. We're going to kick off with the positives. The three main female actors here, Naomi Ackie, Adrina Ajorna, and Ali Shawkat, are incredible. They lead this movie very well. I haven't seen Naomi Ackie anywhere. I've seen Adrina Ajorna in Hitman, and I love Aaliyah Shawkat from Arrested Development, so she was a pleasant surprise here in this movie. All that being said, they really do lead this movie very well. They give off the sense that they are in danger, that they are scared. They are acting it very well, very convincingly. And everything having to do with the setup of the movie, everything in the beginning, the first 10-15 minutes, is actually very enjoyable. I was kind of hooked on this premise. I felt that these characters were real. I liked where the movie was going. I was on board, like, okay, let's get into it. And in the first 15-ish minutes of the movie, there are some genuine funny moments as well. Like, it felt like I was really going to enjoy this movie. I liked the setup of it. Naomi Ackie and Aaliyah Shawkat are friends. They're catering this event that Channing Tatum is hosting. He invites them to their island. It's this will they, won't they with the two main actors here, Channing Tatum and Naomi Ackie, and that chemistry there plays very well. I was very much like convinced in this movie in the first 15 minutes. Bringing us into the mixed category, Channing Tatum's performance is not very convincing here. It seems like he's having a big year. He's been in 3 movies this summer alone. I haven't not enjoyed him in a movie before, but this one, I really was not convinced with his acting or his character, really. We're going to get more into his character in the negatives, but as far as the acting, he was kind of a letdown in this movie. I wasn't really the biggest fan of his acting here. Overall, though, the plot is very formulaic. You know something is afoot from the start. You can kind of see the mystery unfolding as it goes. And overall, the movie feels like it thinks it's smarter than it actually is, where it thinks it's hiding things from the audience when it really isn't. And the movie overall just meanders for way too long in its middle section, where it's, let's go have a party, let's drink and hang out and not know what day it is or what time it is, and rinse and repeat for 30 minutes, where it's just the same. You're seeing the same characters have the same party over and over, rinse and repeat, have a drink, hang out by the pool, hang out in the forest, hang out by the beach, just over and over. Characters asking what day it is. What day it is. Characters asking what day is it? What time is it? Where are we? And it's just like, when it happens once or twice, you feel the mystery building, but 10 times, like, this movie does not need to be as long as it is, and the movie's not even that long. Moving into the negatives, this is where I'm going to talk about the bulk of my feelings on this movie. This film is downright awful and unnecessary. It is the definition of style over substance. The movie thinks that it's saying something when it really isn't. I have never had a problem with movies going woke or whatever people want to call it, where something, a book, a film, a game, music, whatever it is, they want to talk about important topics because you should and they are relevant, but with that, you have to have something to say about those topics. Whether people agree with your opinions or disagree with it, that's fine, but you have to say something. You have to make a difference. If you are going to bring up a topic as serious as domestic abuse, domestic violence, please have something relevant to say about it instead of just being like, look, I'm talking about domestic abuse and I'm talking about how men take advantage of women. Yes, those are real issues, but if you don't have anything to say about it or how to make a difference or how to stand out in what you are saying, it's so disrespectful to bring those topics up at all. It's not good enough to just be like, oh yeah, I had a line in here of a woman being like, wow, I really hate how men take advantage of us and women feel really alone all the time. Yes, I'm sure that that is true and I empathize and I can't relate to it, but people have said that before. And if you're gonna make a point about it in your movie, if you're gonna make your movie about it, have something to say about it. Make a difference with it. Make a statement. Make it uncomfortable for people instead of just being like, look, we talked about it. Okay, everybody noticed me. Give me my Oscar, blah, 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 blah. Look at this script that I wrote. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. When I talked about It Ends With Us at the beginning of this video, these two movies have the same issue, actually, where they're both wanting to say something on the same topic of domestic violence, women being abused, and then they ultimately don't say anything about it at all. Look, we're talking about it. No, you're really not. You're showing that there is a very relevant happening issue right now in the world, but you're not making a difference about it. You're just trying to get noticed because you made a movie about it, but you didn't say anything about it. I said this in my It Ends With Us review. I have an issue with showing the extreme level of domestic violence. I don't want to say the word here. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. It is a very heinous, awful act that I firmly believe has no reason to be in movies, books, video games, music, any medium, any sort. There's no reason to depict it. People know what it is. People know how awful it is, and you can get that across in whatever medium you're trying to get it across in without showing it, okay? This goes into that. This goes into what I've been saying. If you're gonna make a stance on something, make it elevated, make it different. Don't just go, look, we showed this. Nobody needs to see that. It doesn't make it real by showing it. It's actually very insensitive to show that. And I'm sure people that have gone through that don't feel seen in your movie. They probably have just relived their trauma because, again, you are trying to tackle this topic, but you have not said anything about it. You've just been like, here it is. It's in my movie. I digress. I did not enjoy this movie at all. I normally try to stay really positive in my reviews because art is subjective. Art is art. You've gone out, you've made a movie, you've made the jump, you've put yourself out there. It's a very vulnerable place to be, and I try to respect that, but I can't with this one. I'm at my line with movies doing this. This was downright awful. I did not enjoy this movie at all. It left a very sour taste in my mouth. That being said though, I think in response to It Ends With Us, this movie does have a trigger warning at the top of the film before anything even starts. So respect for that there. At least they're letting audiences know what they're getting into. All that being said, I'm gonna give Blink Twice a 2 out of 10, and on a see it, stream it, or skip it, I'm gonna go with skip it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. It seems like by the Rotten Tomatoes score, I am in the minority in this one. Let me know all your thoughts on the movie below in the comments. Let me know what you thought about my review. Did you disagree? Did you agree? Did you love the movie? Did you hate the movie? Put all of that below. Please be sure to like and subscribe. That would really, really help me out a lot. And as always, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you all on the next one.